Help of Hashem, we are back in הלכות מקוואות. יורא דעה, סימן ריש א', paragraph כ"ג. So let's get together on the same page, right? We're speaking about a case of mikve that doesn't have 40 se'ah, okay? And somebody throw 3 lugin into the mikve, right? And that makes the mikveh to be pasul. So if he would have throw that gimel lugin, we said that every log is about 3 liters, so gimel lugin is about 9 liters according to my understanding, but obviously those things of measurement have many opinions, but let's go with that my simple understanding, 9 liters. So if he throws that 9 liters altogether, so that's for sure makes it pasul. The question is how can he make it that it won't be pasul? Yeah. So basically, right. So if it divides to four vessels, so that won't make it pasul, right? And unless he had in mind to begin with to throw in all of those 9 liters, then even though it's split to 4 vessels, still it joins together and becomes to be pasul, right? Okay. Now, כף ג' אין ג' לוגין פוסלים אלא אם כן היו שלמים ומראיהם מראה מים. The way that those 3 lugs will make the mikveh pasul is only when they are completed, meaning you have 3 lugs, you're not missing the 3 lugs, yeah? And it looks like water, okay? So the question is, what does it mean looks like water? So yeah, there's all kinds of water. Yeah, you go different lakes all over the world. So, for example, you have water in all kinds of colors. Yeah. So you see that it's not it doesn't have to be 100% clear to look like water, but in a certain point you can say that it doesn't look like water anymore. Yeah. I remember a lake. I think it was in Australia that there's roots of trees that coming into the lake, and they are red, and they give red color to the water.
Oh wow!
So it's water, yeah, it's 100% water, but it has red color, and so the lake became to be famous about that it has red water. So that's water that doesn't look like water, for example, yeah, and people speak about it, but so how much it redness it should be that it will not look like water. Okay, so that's something to be discussed. Anyhow, לפיכך אם ג' לוגין שנפל לתוכן יין, הרי מראיהן מראה יין. So let's say you have a bottle of wine that you drop in a bucket of 9 liters of water. Yeah. So it won't taste like wine, but it might look like wine. Yeah, it will give it has enough of red pigment. Pigment, you say?
Yeah.
Red pigment that it will color the water, right, in red.
I asked about the Pepsi before. Now we're talking about the water. It's the same question I had.
Right. So then you take that bottle, that bucket that has a color of wine, and you drop it into the mikveh. Lo paslu does make the mikveh to be pasul.
Wow.
Okay. וכן 3 לוגין חסרין כלשהו שנפל לתוכן מעט חלב והשלימו לג' לוגין ונפלו לגם מקווה חסר, לא פסלו. If you have 3 lugs that are a little bit less than 3 lugs, yeah, and then you put inside milk, I don't think it's a good idea, but if somebody did it, it will give the white color of the milk, and then you can put it in the mikveh and it will not make the mikveh to be pasul. Maybe it will get stinky after a couple of days, but it won't be pasul. Fine. אוקיי. באר היטב. מבואר בראש דווקא שלא שינו מראה המקווה, אבל אם שינו מראה פסלו, ופשוטו. אפילו יש במקווה ממסה נשתנה מראה פסול. Okay, so the באר היטב is giving us here a very important point that we have to know, that it's a wonder that the Shulchan Aruch didn't say it himself, that the same way that the water of the 3 lugs that change their color is in a way not called water anymore, So if you drop it to the mikveh, it doesn't make the mikveh to be pasul. If there was something, water or something else, that you putting in the water of the mikveh, and the mikveh of the water change their color, so it doesn't look like water, so that's not a kosher mikveh. Okay? So that will be a question about that lake that I was telling you about. Can you dip in that lake as a mikveh? Because it doesn't look like regular water.
Maybe you can't dip in it, but you could use the water from it somewhere else.
If you take out the redness of the water.
But you can't because the vines are red.
Okay, so that's anyhow. So yeah. So in other words, if you drop like a couple of liters of milk or wine inside of a mikveh, and it makes like if the mikveh doesn't have so much water, so it makes the mikveh to have like change, like shinui mar'eh, different look, different sight, yeah, white or red or whatever it is. So it's not a kosher mikveh. Okay. כף ד' מי כבשים ומי שלקות ותמד שלא יחמיץ. Okay, water of pickles.
Pickle water.
Yeah, pickled water for that somebody used for pickles.
Okay.
Yeah, or the shlakot, it means that he was cooking vegetables inside of those waters. V'temed shelo yachmitz. Temed is if you take the waste of the wine, the seeds and the shells of the grapes, and you put water and like sugar or something inside, so the water takes the color of the shells, and it looks like wine, but it's not real wine because you didn't have the grape juice there. You already squeezed the grape juice out. Oh. Yeah, so that's called temed. Okay, so there's a whole discussion about that temed. If you say shekol niyah midvaro, borei perei gefen on that, if you can say kiddush on that, and so on. Generally, the Sfaradim are more stringent about it, and they will say maybe she'akol, and won't say kiddush on that lechatchila. And by Ashkenazim, it will be borei perei gefen and can do kiddush on that. But anyhow, the point is that you have the water that got the strong color of the wine, right? So in a way, it's like pickles because you're leaving the water on those like shells and seeds of the grapes, right? And it likes pickle them in a way.
So how does this tie back into the discussion?
Okay, so those things, the water of the pickles, the water that you use for cooking, the water of the temed, that kind of wine. Also like water of color, yeah, that if you mix like water with the pigment of color, all of that. Poslim and mikveh b'gimel lugim. If you drop it into the mikveh, it passes the mikveh in 3 lugs. Okay, now according to the way that he says it, that it passes the mikveh in 3 lugs, it means the kan of the pasul of the mikveh is because of 3 lugs, not because it colors the water of the mikveh, not because of shinui mar'eh. Yeah, it's a different kind of psul. You understand? One kind of psul is because of 3 lugin. Another kind of psul is about the change of the look of the mikveh, that it looks different.
But we said before, now I'm confused. We said before, if we put wine in the mikveh, it's still kosher. You can still use it.
Okay, again, you're right. That's why I'm trying to emphasize it, that it will be clearer. B'ezrat Hashem. I have kind of psul that is called the psul of 3 lugs, that I drop 3 lugs into the mikveh that doesn't have 40 se'ah, makes the mikveh to be pasul. Okay, so that psul of 3 lugs have certain rules. What fits into that box of the psul of 3 lugs and what doesn't fit into the box of psul of 3 lugs. Okay, so if you have the water of the 3 lugs that are missing a little bit, you don't have the 3 lugs, so then it doesn't have the psul of 3 lugs. If you have something that color the water of the 3 lugs, so then it will not pass the mikveh as 3 lugs. But those things of the pickle water, the cooking water, or the temed, or color water, are making the mikveh to be pasul because of 3 lugs. So your question is, make up your mind. You just told me that putting wine into the 3 lugs, it makes them that it will not make the psul of 3 lugs. Now you tell me that when it's temed, that it's basically, it sounds like the same thing, it will make the psul of 3 lugs, right? That's your question. So the answer is that it's 2 different things. Okay? One is water that you put some wine inside. So it's not water and it's not wine. It's water with color of wine. Here, temed is something else. All of the water of the temed were with those shells of grapes to make the temed.
Oh, it has the shells inside.
It's not the point of the shells inside. Let's say you don't have the shells inside. You just have the liquid.
Water, right.
But all of the water is the temed. It's not like water that you put some wine inside. It's 2 different things.
Different category. So why is this category not okay and the other category is okay? What's the concept behind it?
Good question, but that's not for this class.
Okay,
That we need to go to learn it like biyun to understand the reasons behind it. But that's the rule. Okay.
No problem.
Bezrat Hashem will give us the strength to look on all of the sources and to learn all of the Torah Bezrat Hashem biyun gadol.
Amen.
And to understand all of the svarot for all of those halachot. But for now it's just getting the concepts.
Okay.
So those are pasul the mikveh in the 3 lugs. אבל שאר כל המשקיעים, but other kind of liquids, מי פירות, okay, fruit juice, fruit juice, murias, it means fish like fish
juices.
Fish juice. Yeah, like when they cook the fish,
Yeah.
so the water are becoming to be like gooey, right? So today people don't like it so much, but in the old times they used to like it and to dip like the bread inside, as a kind of a salad, kind of a dip, whatever. Baruch Hashem, today we have hummus and tchina, we don't need it. Anyhow, temed mishech mitz. Okay, so the same temed that we spoke about. So when it was not fermented, so that it was making the mikveh to be pasul. But the temed, when it got fermented, so it became to be like wine. So, and those other things, the fruit juice and the murias, and poslim et mikveh chaser b'gimel lugin. You don't have that problem of pasuls the mikveh because of 3 lugs. But in the other hand, they will not help you to make the mikveh to be kosher. So you're still missing the water that is needed to make the mikveh to be kosher. So for example, if you have in your mikveh 39 se'ah, right? So you're missing 1 se'ah. Yeah?
Good.
You need 40 se'ah. So you have 39, ונפל לתוכו se'ah אחת מאלו. And you had a se'ah of one of those, fruit juice, murias, fermented temed, fell inside. So you have 40 se'ah of liquid, but it's not a kosher mikveh. Right? I don't look on this se'ah of those liquids that fell in. Doesn't make it pasul, doesn't make it kosher. אבל אם יש בו ממסעה ונפל לתוכו se'ah אחת מאלו, but let's say you had 40 se'ah, and you dropped in a se'ah of one of those, fruit juice, murias, temed sheich mitz, and then ונטל מתוכן se'ah אחרת, you took out a se'ah of this wonderful soup, mikveh, kasher, that will be kosher mikveh. Okay? אפילו עשה עד י"ט פעמים. And you can do the same thing 19 times. And you will still be good.
Could you repeat this?
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
One scenario is I have 39 se'ah.
39.
Okay?
Yes.
And I drop in, I will say just like temed let's say orange juice. Okay, let's say orange juice, but it's the same thing. Like all the fruit juices, murias, the fish juice, or the temen mishechmitz, fermented temen. So you drop in a se'ah of orange juice. Yeah. Is that a kosher mikveh? No, it's not a kosher mikveh. Okay. Is it a pasul mikveh? It's pasul not because of the liquid that you dropped in. It's because you're missing the se'ah. Yeah. You're missing the se'ah of water.
Right.
So if you find a way to add in like se'ah of water that will be kosher water, so the mikveh will be kosher, even though you have inside the se'ah of the orange juice.
Oh.
Okay? So the se'ah of the orange juice didn't make it worse or better. Didn't change the status. I see still 39 se'ah in front of me.
So the point of this sounds like you just have to make sure you add the 40 of the kosher water.
Right.
As long as you do that, it's kosher.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, so basically the bottom line is that I have 40 se'ah of liquid,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
But I don't have a kosher mikveh.
Right.
Fine. Now, second scenario is that I have 40 se'ah mikveh, and I dropped in a se'ah of orange juice. Okay? The se'ah of the orange juice didn't make the mikveh to be non-kosher. Still a kosher mikveh. Then I take out from that mikveh a se'ah of liquid. So I have 40 se'ah that contains orange juice and water, and now it's kosher. So the bottom line of the first scenario was 40 se'ah of liquid, that it's not a kosher mikveh. Second scenario is 40 se'ah of liquid, that is a kosher mikveh. Fine?
The second case, when we started, there were already 40 se'ah of kosher
Right,
water. Okay,
right.
Fine. There's a very big difference. Okay, I understand.
Yeah?
What? So if there's already 40 saw of what? Of kosher water? And then what happened afterwards?
Drop in a se'ah of orange juice or whatever.
Okay.
One of those.
It's 41.
So you have 41, and then you take out one se'ah of that mixture. So you're left with 40 se'ah liquid. Yeah?
Kosher.
And it's kosher.
But it's all mixed in now, right?
All mixed in.
So how do you what? So how can you take out when you take out one saw? You're just taking out like a mixture of
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's what the halakha is saying. If you do this case, it's still kosher. That's why it's not kosher.
Yeah. And he can keep on doing that, like put in like a se'ah of orange juice and take out se'ah of the mixture. Put in se'ah of orange juice, take out se'ah of mikveh for 19 times, and it won't make a difference. It will still be kosher mikveh.
What, as long as there's 40 saw?
All the time you have 40 se'ah of liquid that is kosher mikveh. But once again, what we were saying in the Yoreh Deah, that if you change the color of the water,
Right.
so then you have a different problem of pasul of because of shinui mareh, because it looks different. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
the idea that you have to have 40 saw of water?
I started with the kosher mikveh,
Yeah.
and whatever I put in didn't change the status of kosher mikveh. So even though I'm taking out like liquid, and I have less and less mikveh water, but I keep on that status of kosher mikveh.
So if you have 40 saw of kosher of the kosher water that's supposed to be there, and what's the case that you added a little bit of something, other type of juice or whatever, or is it specifically meshlach or tamed? So when you add that in, so what do you have to do? You have to take out whatever you added in. You have to just take out that amount.
Do you have to take something else?
No, you don't have to.
It's
like even if you did, it's still kosher.
Right, but even if so let's say you have a scenario where you have the 40, another se'ah falls in that's not kosher water, the mikveh is still considered kosher at that point, right? As long as the color doesn't change, as long as you're able to, everything else meets its standard, it's still a kosher mikveh.
Right.
Okay.
But at the end, how much do you have to have left in the mikveh?
So the point, you have to have the 40 se'ah, that's one thing. But besides of that, you have to have majority of water. You can't have majority of orange juice to dip in.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why it's like until 19 times. But not until 40 times. Yeah?
It's halfway.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. אבל במים שאובים שנפל שאה למם שאה כשרים, let's say you have a kosher mikveh of 40 se'ah, and you dropped in a se'ah of drawn water, tap water, yeah? ונטל מתוכן שאה, ונפל לתוכן שאה מים כשרים, אפילו עשה כנעד עולם כשר. So you have the kosher mikveh, and you drop in like a se'ah of water, and you take out se'ah of water. You put in se'ah of water, every time you're putting in, it's drawn water, yeah? And you're taking out water, but you all the time you have the 40 se'ah in the mikveh, so you can keep on doing it forever, and it will not make the mikveh to be pasul. Okay? And that's actually what they do in some mikvot. That they want to if the water get dirty, if they don't have like otzar, you know what is otzar? We didn't speak about otzar? Okay. So if you can put some hot water here, I will tell you what is the otzar. So otzar literally it means a treasure, right? But it's also when you have like a storage of something, it's also called otzar in the language of Chazal. Thank you very much. Yeah. So let's say you have like a field of wheat. Yeah. So the storage that you keep the wheat is called the otzar tvua. Yeah. The like the storage of the tvua. So the same thing is also for the rainwater for the mikveh. Yeah.
Storage for the
I have let's say I have a water pit that I channel the water from the roof into the water pit. Yeah. In the old times, those houses around here, the old city, all the houses have a water pit under them. Most of them they don't use today, but because in the old time, people could not survive without it. It was like essential to live. Yeah, you have to have it. So that water pit is like otzar for rainwater, right? Yeah. So let's say I want to make a mikveh. Okay, so I have the water pit that is otzar of kosher water for mikveh. Yeah, but I know if I will dip inside of my otzar, so after a while the water will get like dirty, and I won't be able to use them anymore, and it will Today they put like bleach or whatever chlorine that keeps the water to be sterilized. But if you don't use like chemicals, so naturally it will make the mikveh to be dirty and stinky after a while. Yeah.
The chlorine doesn't help that much.
Okay, that's a different problem. How much to put? People are getting so excited about the chlorine. They put in like so much, it becomes to be like almost. I told someone it's not kosher mikveh like that.
It doesn't feel like it.
It's like it's too much chlorine, because so it's a question. He answered me that it doesn't make the like a problem of the kosher mikveh or not. Might be a health problem to put too much chlorine. But he said that I was claiming we didn't get to that yet. I don't think we got to that yet. But later on it says that if you have water that is so dirty that a cow will not drink from those water, so then it's not kosher water for mikveh. So I was claiming that you put so much chlorine that the cow will not drink from it, so it's not kosher mikveh. So he said no, this is like that. There it's talking about that the water are mixed with mud, with soil, and so then the level of how much soil can be mixed in the water is a level that it's water enough that the cow will drink from it. And if it's more soil, so then it becomes to be more mud and not water, and the cow will not drink from it. So even though you can like dip inside of that mud, but it's not kosher mikveh. So he said it's this Rabbi Rav Tzvi. He said that it's like just about like the how much soil it can be mixed inside of the water. Anyhow, it's for me like it's still a question, but practically you see that most of the mikvahot they putting on like a lot of chlorine and they still use it. So I don't want to say anything negative about the mikvahot of Am Yisrael, chas v'shalom.
We should bring a cow to every mikvah to make sure it's kosher. If the cow doesn't drink, it's not. We can't use
Bring a little cow with you, like anywhere you go. Okay, fine. Anyhow, so I was in the middle of telling you about the otzar. This is important. We're going to see it later on, but just to make the point here. So I have the water pit that is my storage for kosher mikveh water, right? Because it's rainwater. Then I'm doing another pit next to it that I'm going to use as my mikveh, and I put there like a tap water, yeah. Put the tap water, and fills it up, and then I connect the water of the rainwater with the water of the tap water.
At the same time.
Yeah, they are touching each other.
And what happens then?
So then the rainwater makes the tap water to be kosher mikveh water.
Oh, that's how they get it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how
That's the way they do it, like all over the world. That's the otzar of the mikveh that people are not dipping inside usually, and you have the mikveh itself that they fill it in clean water every time they change the water. They fill it with tap water. They make the connection, and then it makes the water to be kosher. Okay,
the
that's called
touches the tap water at the same time.
Right.
The tap water becomes kosher.
Right.
Wow.
Okay,
How much of that has to be touched?
the connection between them is it's the Mishnah says eruv mikvaot shte etzbaot hachozrot. The way to mix two mikvaot that it will get the same like halacha of mikveh is the width of the pipe should be like two fingers that can go back. So it's like something like that. Yeah. If it's that wide, I don't know exactly how much in centimeters. So that's usually they make it a little bit bigger. Obviously, they don't go for the minimum. But you see that, like when you go into the mikveh, you see that there's a hole in the wall that is about that size usually.
Oh, that's what it is.
Right. So that's the hole for the hashaka. Okay. So that's otzar hashaka. There's another thing of otzar hazra'ah. Okay.
That pipe is what connected to how meaning it's like an otzar of water.
Yeah.
It's how they
How much water has to be in that otzar?
You tell me.
What at least 40 sa?
Yeah. They have to be kosher mikveh. Right.
So what is it? It's just like touching. The water is just connecting.
Yeah. Just for one moment, it's enough. You know, there's people, by the way, that they're getting like excited about this idea of hashaka, and they make sure that it's open when they dip. You know, sometimes they put like the mikveh guy put like a cork inside of that hole to block the water from the mikveh will not make the otzar to be dirty, or the water of the otzar will not make the mikveh to be dirty. So he put a cork, and there's some people they get like nervous about the cork because they think that maybe it's not kosher like that, but it's because they didn't learn the Shulchan Aruch. After one moment that it was touching, so that's it. Like the whole water of that, all of the tap water that was inside of that mikveh, when it was touching, it became to be like mikveh water. You don't have to have like constant connection, like electricity that it will keep on like it doesn't. Yeah.
So
one moment is enough. Then they can block it and it's fine.
But does at least 40 sa have to come into that mikveh into from the otzar?
Yeah,
you have to have
now I'm confused too.
You have to have at least 40 sa of water from the otzar coming into the main mikveh, or
no? But what you're saying now is true on another technique that is called otzar hazra'ah. What I just told you is otzar hashaka. But what I really wanted to get to tell you is about otzar hazra'ah. And your question will be the way to get to the otzar hazra'ah. So what is otzar hazra'ah? Exactly like you said. I have the water pit, which is the otzar of the rainwater. And then, not like the Otzar HaShaka, I'm filling, in the Otzar Hazra'ah, I'm filling the tap water into the Otzar of the rainwater. I'm putting my hose from the tap inside of my Otzar Hazra'ah. And I open the tap, and the water goes up and overflows and fills up the other pit that I'm using as a mikveh. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens there? I have tap water that coming into a kosher mikveh. They become to be kosher because they are touching the mikveh, the water of the mikveh that are kosher. So they become to be kosher. So all the mikveh that they have in that otzar still have the halacha of mikveh. Yeah? And it fills up the other pit that I'm using as a mikveh. Clear? This is Otzar Hazra'ah. So that's what we learn, that's what he's saying here in the Shulchan Aruch. That you have a kosher mikveh, 40 se'ah of rainwater, and you can put in as much tap water as you want, it will still be kosher mikveh. So I put in like se'ah, another se'ah, take out water, putting in water, taking out water, whatever it is. But all the time I'm making sure that I don't missing the basic 40 se'ah, so I still have kosher mikveh. Yeah. So, yeah, clear. So according to that, if I don't have otzar and a mikveh, I have one mikveh. Yeah. I have a student that he made a mikveh in his house, in his like a bomb shelter under his house. So he didn't have otzar. He had like just one thing that he was using to dip inside. Yeah. So whenever he wanted to refresh the water, he will add water and take out water. Add water and take out water. So like is making the water to be like cleaner and cleaner. But you have to make sure not to empty too much because
Sorry.
You have to make sure not to add too much, right? Because if he goes under the 40 se'ah, he's losing the status of a kosher mikveh. Yeah? Clear?
Here. Meaning, yeah, yes, be careful of that.
So I'm saying it's true also for the mikveh itself and also for the otzar hazra'ah that many people are using. So today, most of the places, they have two. They have also otzar hazra'ah and also otzar hashaka. So they're filling up the mikveh through the otzar hazra'ah, and then when it gets to the level of the hashaka, so it touches also the otzar hashaka. So they have both. Like because people like all the stringencies in mikveh. It's also brought down in the Bet Yosef. I told you about it, no? Bet Yosef says like mikvot, we're taking all the stringencies. Why? Because this is the source of the kedusha of Am Yisrael. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's the כף ד'. Let's see דבר היטב, מ"א, צבע, וכן בהדחת כלים. Okay, if you have water that you used for dishwashing, yeah, if somebody for some reason wants to drop it into his mikveh, so it will be like the colored water that are not that are making the mikveh to be pasul. If you have 3 lugs and you don't have the 40 sign. מ"ב, ל"ט, הוא הדין דחסר קורטוב, אין משלימים אלא דשמין, אפילו חסר שאה, אין פוסלים. Okay, when it says 39 se'ah, it doesn't have to be 39 se'ah. It can be that it's just missing like 1 drop from the 40 se'ah, theoretically. Yeah, it's like that. It's not the point of 1 se'ah that is missing. מ"ג כשר, דעת הרמב"ם ממים שאובים עד רובה דווקא כשר, אף על פי שהאחרונים הסכימו להכשיר, מכל מקום אין ראוי להכניס ראשו בין המחלוקת. כן כתב בית יוסף. So what we said that you can like keep on adding water and it will stay kosher as long as you have the 40 se'ah, that's true according to the most of the poskim, but obviously there is argument about it. Yeah, here it says that the opinion of the Rambam. I have in my mind that it's the opinion of the Ravad, but whatever. It's one of the big Rishonim that said it's not kosher. If you have when it becomes to be not kosher, if the bottom line is that you have in the mikveh majority of tap water, yeah, the tap water became to be the majority. It's more than the rainwater. So then he says it becomes to be in non-kosher afterward. Yeah. So if there's no other choice, okay, fine. You can rely on the Shulchan Aruch, the majority of the poskim, but lechatchila you don't want to put yourself in that position. Yeah. So don't. So if you can not rely on that, so it's better. So that's what I told you, that they do the two kind of otzarot, also otzar azra, also otzar hashaka.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you have Sharper explain it one more time about the otzar what's it called, hashaka?
Hashaka, yeah. Hashaka is like kiss, that the water are touching one another. Okay. The rainwater and the tap water. So you have one pit that have 40 se'ah of rainwater, yeah, and you have another pit that you fill up with tap water, and then it gets to the height that they are touching, yeah. So then the rainwater makes the tap water to be kosher mikveh.
What is that called?
Hashaka.
Okay. And then what's the other one?
Azra'a.
What's that?
In Azra'a, I have the otzar of the rainwater,
yeah,
and I'm filling the tap water inside of the rainwater until the otzar is overflowing into the other pit to fill it up, and then I dip in the other pit.
So what you have a pit of what of
rainwater, and I'm putting in a hose of tap water.
Okay.
And I add water to the point that it overflows into the other pit, and then I can dip in the other pit, and it will be kosher mikveh.
And that's called
Azra'a.
Azra'a. So you have in Azra'a you're taking what
the starting point in both of them is 40 se'ah of rainwater. Yeah.
Okay.
Both of them have the same starting point. The question is, what will be the technique to get another pit of water that I can use as a mikveh? Because I don't want to use the otzar. I don't want to make it dirty.
So what do you do in Azra'a?
I fill up the otzar, that it will overflow and fill up the other pit.
So what, it just overflows into the
yeah,
into the other pit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. Bezrat Hashem. אוקיי, קפה. מי צבע יש להם דין מים לפסול המקווה החסר בג' לוגין. Colored water have the same law like regular water that can make the mikveh to be pasul. Mikveh that doesn't have 40 se'ah can make it pasul if you're dropping the 3 lugs in the same time. אף על פי שמשונים מראיהם ממראי המים, even though they are different look than the regular water because they have color. אבל המקווה השלם, but if you have the full mikveh, 40 se'ah, אף על פי שנפלו בתוכו בו מי צבע ושינו מרעיו, so even though you have water color that fell inside and changed the look of it, לא נפסל, it doesn't make the mikveh to be pasul. Okay? So what we said about the shinui mar'eh, the change of look of the water of the mikveh, it's not in any case. There is things that will make the mikveh to be pasul. There is things that will not make the mikveh to be pasul. Okay? וכן אם מדיח בו כלים ונשתנו מרעיו, או ששרה בו סימנים, או אוכלין ונשתנו מרעיו. לא נפסל. So if you are for some reason using the mikveh to wash your dishes and it changed the look of the water, or that you're putting inside of the mikveh all kinds of spices or whatever that gives like a different color, different look to the mikveh, doesn't make it to be pasul. Okay? אבל אם נפל לתוכו יין או מוהל, but if you drop inside of the mikveh wine or mohal is is okay. So here in the brackets, it says that it's talking about like the water of the olives, meaning when you're squeezing olives to get the olive oil. So before the olive oil comes out, you have like the water of the olives, yeah, like the juice of the olives. So that mohal of the olives, or wine, that change the look of the mikveh, that makes the mikveh to be pasul.
Before we said if we put wine, it's not considered pasul.
Well, did we?
That was I think the first thing we said today.
We said that if you have water that you're putting in wine, so the look of the water in the bucket is like wine, and you drop that bucket that have 9 liters inside of a mikveh that doesn't have 40 se'ah, it doesn't make the mikveh to be pasul. Because that was there.
Okay, what's the difference here?
Here we say that you have the wine that you're dropping inside of the mikveh. Doesn't matter if it has 40 se'ah, it doesn't have 40 se'ah, but the wine that you drop inside of the mikveh, that makes the mikveh to get a different color, so it makes the mikveh to be pasul.
Only if the color changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the psul of shinui mar'eh, not the psul of gimel ugin. כיצד יעשה? So what will be the solution for that situation? Yeah, you had a kosher mikveh, and one of your children's dumped in like wine and he changed the color of the mikveh. So now you don't have a mikveh anymore, right?
You put more water.
Oh, so he says ימתין עד שירדו גשמים וימלא ויחזור מרב למראה מים. Wait to have the like rainwater to bring into that mikveh, and it will change the water to be change it to be water again, to be look of water. אם יש בו ממסעה, if it has the 40 se'ah, שאינו נפסל עוד בשאיבה, it doesn't become to be pasul because of drawing the like water, because it has the 40 se'ah. ימלא בכתף וייתן לתוכו עד שיחזרו מרעיו למראה מים. So then he can fill it up with drawn water until he gets the look of the water again. Yeah, again, if he didn't have the 40 se'ah, so then you have to wait for the rainwater. But if he had the 40 se'ah, so he can like put in water and take out water, put in water, take out water, put in water, take out water. So, and finally it will go back to the color of the water and it will be kosher again. Yeah? Okay. באר היטב מ"ד מרעיו, the look of it, מפני שאין מגוף הדבר המשנה את מרעיו. מפני שאין בה מגוף הדבר המשנה את מרעיו. It doesn't have that thing that change the look, the look of the mikveh. Chen made seven. The same thing is about the water of the colored water. And בהם כי אם שריעת סממנים. It has only the spices or whatever it is that is like putting inside of the water. ואין לשינוי מראה שיעור, that concept of changing the look of the water of the mikveh doesn't have a set measurement. אפילו נשתנה המרעב, even if it changed the look of it מלוג אחד, from one lug, פסול, it will be פסול. Okay, עד כאן לשון הרעב"ד. That's the words of the רעב"ד. Okay? מ"ה. באר היטב מ"ה. יין, אפילו שלא בשאובין, כגון שנמשך לתוכו יין מן הגת ומועל מבית הבד. So if you have the wine, that it was never drawn, meaning it was like flowing with the gravity into the mikveh. Yeah. So from the place of the press of the grape juice, it went into the place of the fermentation, and then it went like continued to flow down to the mikveh. Yeah. Or the same thing about the moal of the olives. Yeah. So it doesn't really make a difference. Yeah. It's the problem of those things, the wine or the water of the olives, is not because of drawn or not drawn. Yeah. In any case, like it comes in, makes the different look of from the water. Yeah. אפילו לא נשתנה במראה יין, כיוון שנשתנה במראה מים שהיה בתחילה נפסל. So it doesn't have to be that the water will look like wine now, but it doesn't look like water. Yeah. When you have like a whatever, like let's say you bring a child and you ask him like what kind of liquid it is, he won't say water because it has the color of wine. It doesn't look like wine. Okay, but it doesn't look like water, so it's already possible. Yeah. הטעם ביין ומועל זה שהם גוף הפרי, יש בהם ממש. So the whole thing is that is the way it says it here, that the wine and the juice of the olives, it has some settlements. Settlements is the right word. Like little like pieces of the fruits.
Oh.
That are inside of the liquid.
Not settlements. It's
If you let it sit, so it settles down, no?
Yeah, but there's another. Okay, maybe.
Oh, wait, whatever. So because of that, that's what makes it possible according to the Ravad. Okay. Hold it here for today.
Yeah.
Baruch Adonai leolam. Amen v'amen.